everyone. Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, three-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils. And you're listening to the Uncle Puckers New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go, Devils!
Hello, everybody. We are the Uncle Puckers. Bobby, Tim, I'm Chris. What's up, boys? How's everybody this fine Thursday evening?
It's a beautiful weather Thursday.
It is.
It's
Windows are open.
Sports day. I don't know how I missed the early window, but the tickets were purchased for opening day for whatever 20-something consecutive year. So that's fun. But I'd like to start with a story if I can.
Of course you can. Hi, Steven. How are you?
You know, we're all into hockey here, so we know a lot of the expense that comes with hockey. I just want to share with you what I've paid for since my last statement closed. You know, I do pay off my statement balance to not get interest, right? And the last one, I had my final payment for the travel league for the year. So that's done. Since then, I had to upgrade about 90% of the kids' hockey equipment. Stop me if you heard what that cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just paid in full for his second league, the school league, because you get a 10% discount if you do that.
Oh, how generous of them.
Right? Booked the travel for our first tournament and paid for that coming up in October. Had a last minute trip end of summer to Rehoboth. That's always cheap, right? Just screwing around at the beach. Threw a party. Then my fridge broke, which are, of course, it's a stainless steel set, so you can't go back now, right? You have to get that done. Back to school. And then, of course, today's Devils tickets. Now, as exciting as that is, I need a new word for broke because, damn, this should not happen to anybody in one calendar month. And I'd like to talk about the Devils tickets for 1 minute. What the actual hell is going on with the price of these tickets? I am second to last row, upper deck, $120 face. Some reason they went in my cart and they went down to $108. Last row, $120 before fees.
That's ridiculous.
Derek had a great idea because we were kind of bitching about this a little bit. You remember when the Devils, before the Devils won a Stanley Cup, we paid like $5 to get in the lot or whatever stupid number it was. And then like after 95, it was like 10 or went up,
7.
Whatever. Right. And then after they won the next cup, it went to 15. After 2003, it went like every time they won a cup, it went up $5 or $10 just to park.
It should be 12 still.
Right. So Derek's idea when we were talking about the prices for this and how ridiculous it is, he goes, 22 years since winning the cup, it should go down $10 a year till they win another cup to get in that arena.
Yeah.
Instead of it going up every year for these seats. 120. Now I get it. It's opening day. That's premium price. Florida Panthers, if it hadn't been opening day, is also a premium price. So I get, that price structure that they do for this, but Jesus Christ, man, that's why, like, for me, it's one game and then maybe one or two more if my kid needs to go to a matinee or if something special happens. Just can't afford it anymore. And the hotel, get this, downtown Newark, Thursday night, $400.
Come on, man.
$400 plus the $240 car payments to park. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And that's why I go to one game a year. And that's if I'm lucky now. I mean, we've talked about it a million times. It would cost us between the tickets, the beer, driving to the old Meadowlands, seeing a game, $50. Like you're in it for $50. You split a 30 pack. That was $10. It was $20 for your ticket. Now you're in for 30. By the time you split parking, gas, all the other stuff, another 10. You have a beer and a hot dog, whatever, another 10. You were in for $50. Yep. $50.
That's why we went to so many. That's why I left my jersey in the car. We just had that phone call. Want to hit it up tonight, Friday? Yep, be there. But yeah, it's a different world, and I get things have to cost a little bit more, but overall, it really is too much. It's kind of bouncing out the regular fans. It really is.
I mean, off like the subject of hockey, but like I'm in the same boat. Like my air conditioner, my downstairs unit shit the bed. So I had to replace that. I thought it just needed Freon. So I bought a $350 10-pound R22 Freon because mine takes the old Freon. When my guy came over to look at it and charge it, he's like, no, it's shot. So I had to put a whole new unit in. My daughter's car just needed brakes and rotors and an oil change. My son's car's in the shop now getting a solenoid fixed on the transmission. It's like, what the frick, man? There's like, and then there's everything that I need to actually pay for. And it's like, there's no money. There's just no money. It
Thank
sucks.
God groceries are cheaper, though.
Thank God we have this podcast to keep us alive. So yeah. So what's up, everybody, guys? Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us tonight. We are going to talk some hockey. Don't worry about it. We're just bullshitting right now. I do want to ask though, before we get into hockey, Jay has a question for you, Bobby. Are you staying at a 5-star hotel?
Yeah, right. It's the Marriott next to the building. Like it's ridiculous.
So no.
You can go to the Indigo next door, but the one and only time we went there, I pulled up to the curb and went inside to check in so they can valet park my car. And they're like, "Okay, where's the car?" I'm like, "It's out there." They're like, "Jesus Christ, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I didn't leave it running." They're like, "Oh, thank God." I'm like, "Oh, this is great. Have you vetted your employees by any chance?"
That's
I'm just checking.
funny.
Right.
I like to pull into the garage myself.
And how many streaming services do you guys pay for to watch shows on?
Hulu, Paramount, Netflix, and Prime.
Disney?
Apple, Disney. But I have a bundle with Hulu and Disney through my cell phone. So, like, it's actually really cheap. It's like $10 or something like that.
I don't have Apple.
Peacock, but I just have like free versions of Paramount and Peacock.
Yeah.
I don't know. I signed up again for Apple recently because I got another promo code for it. That's the only reason why I do it. Like,
That's the
I've
only one I
discovered
don't
a
have.
world of fucking shows and movies on Apple. They just produce all this awesome shit and they just don't fucking tell anybody about it. It's
It's a
amazing.
They
secret.
don't have to.
Yeah,
It's a secret little
they're just
club.
like they just do not fucking care. Like, I just watched this movie with Miles Teller. It's an awful movie. Miles Teller and Anna Taylor-Joy and Sigourney Weaver's in it. It's about like some weird gorge and somewhere where two soldiers have to protect it, and like there's some weird shit going on in the gorge.
Oh, it's called The Gorge.
It's called The Gorge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I heard it was good.
Yeah.
I watched a really bad movie last night. I watched Triple X Return of Xander Cage last
fucking
night
sakes.
when I came home.
My God, what are you doing?
All right. So there's this scene. This is fantastic, right? So Vin Diesel's chasing the bad guy on motorcycles, right? And they're going through town. They're in the Philippines, right? So they make a jump. Now they have motorcycles. They press a button in there, and like these little water skis come out over the tires of the motorcycle. So now they're in the ocean riding their motorcycles. And it gets to a point where they're surfing waves on motorcycles. I'm like, okay, this is something I've never fucking seen before. This is actually pretty crazy. What a terrible, terrible movie.
Do you remember in the Batman TV series where Batman and Joker were having a surf off?
No.
And it was like the worst. I can't even call it CGI, but it was the worst looking, like surfing, anything. It was so laughable. It's incredible. I didn't think anything would be worse. You might have just given me something.
They were
worse.
surfing on motorcycles. Yeah, I didn't know. I knew they made the original Triple X. Then I know they made the one with Ice Cube, who has a cameo in this one. And then the third one, I guess, is with Vin Diesel again. I didn't know. Jay's right, and he didn't know they made it. I didn't know they made it. I just was flipping through channels because late at night, if I'm home from work and I'm exhausted, like I don't go scrolling. I just like leave something on. Like I watched Star Trek Into Darkness the other night. The night before that, I had a 90s double feature, original Lethal Weapon right into the original Total Recall, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, so but yeah, the streaming stuff, like I'm looking at my stuff and I'm like, I have a gazillion of these fucking things. And yeah, I still have cable, Jay.
Yeah, I do too. I still honestly, I have so many of these services, I almost feel obligated to bounce around and choose a different one just so I could say that I'm using them. I don't think I would miss any of them if I were to actually cancel one.
Do you guys do that? Do you like have some and then cancel them and keep it? Or
sometimes, yeah. I mean, I had like a Peacock subscription. I was like, I just don't fucking use this at all. But I'll probably, when football rolls back around, I'll probably resubscribe. I have like a free version of Paramount, I think. I don't know. That's the other thing. It's like some of it's like through Roku, and some of it I signed up for on my own.
I'm the same way. Like, I don't even know what we pay for.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I look at my bank statement. I'm like, well, missed an opportunity to cancel that.
We start with Fubo as kind of our cable, right? I still consider that basically as a very expensive streaming service, really. Then we obviously have the Prime and the Netflix. Those are the two must-haves. The Apple, HBO Max, things like that. It's kind of
HBO Max too.
It's one or the other. Like I'll have it for a period of time. I'll binge watch everything, and then realize I can cancel HBO Max for a little bit because now I'm going to pick up Apple, ESPN for the Devils. So as soon as the season's over,
app.
I'm done with that. However, I just got to note that the ESPN Plus is now going to be part of Fubo, and I don't know if that's like legit means I can watch every game like I do now. I need to look up the fine print on that because then I don't have to actually buy the Devils package as a package. That would be incredible. Yeah, we do try to kind of, use them on and off, but we often forget and then realize that we've got 5. I would say on average we have 5 on the time. So it reminds me of a story about why we currently have HBO Max. Normally I get HBO Max somewhere around after the first third of the season, I think is when we start getting like TBS games and stuff that are not on my Fubo and they're not on ESPN Plus.
Fubo.
I always say it wrong. Not Fubo. Yeah, it's backwards.
You sound like an 8-year-old man. Be like, what is that? The talk tick?
Like my dad's favorite player that he keeps calling.
The Mexicans I work with call it Bookface. They're like, oh, you look at the post on Bookface. I'm like, oh, I don't have Bookface. Sorry.
Yeah. My father, Aaron Judd. I said, Dad, who's your favorite Yankee? He's like, Aaron Judd. I'm like, is it? Is that your favorite Yankee?
I never heard of him.
Never.
That actually
you don't get one
sounds Hispanic. That actually sounds Hispanic.
So HBO
My favorite
Max,
player is Aaron Judd.
I do not know. We normally have it for hockey, and then we'll binge watch, especially for the playoffs. So I shut it off, and I put it on because my kid asked because he wanted he wanted a certain program on there, and this is the story I wanted to mention the other day. So it was probably closer to a year now, 9 months. I don't know when this season actually starts and ends, so I don't know exactly when it happened. But my kid comes up to me. He was 10 at the time, and as you all know, he's a hockey player, and he says, "Dad, it's like, I gotta talk to you." I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go. This is one of those talks." I'm like, "All right, bud, anything. What's up?" He's like, "Don't get mad."
What'd you do, son? Did you put the? Oh wait, no, we're not having that conversation.
I'm like, now it's the don't get mad talk.
Yeah.
What did this 10-year-old do that I'm gonna get that mad that he has to tell me not to get mad? He looks at me like as straight as he can. He's like, "Hockey's not my favorite sport anymore." I'm like, "What?" He goes, It's NASCAR. It's driving." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "So you play hockey?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "But NASCAR is my favorite. Now I think I want to be a professional driver when I get older." I'm like, "So let me understand." I'm like, "You basically took kind of the scariest sport where you can die multiple ways that I thought was like the pinnacle of scary, and you actually found a sport that's scarier as far as death goes, like
that regularly does happen."
Exactly.
I love the dad. We have to talk.
Right.
I'm a NASCAR fan.
I do appreciate.
I'm a NASCAR fan.
I do appreciate that on his behalf.
Now, again, this was
great.
Could be close to a year ago from now. He needed HBO Max to watch, I guess, the Sunday races that they're on, and I've noticed that he's peeled back on that. He's like not watching it as interestingly. He's a kid. He bounces back and forth. Like, hockey's a sport he plays. Now he's telling me that but baseball's like my favorite. But hockey's a sport I play. And I kind of get that. Like, I grew up like baseball's in my blood, but hockey's a far superior sport. I enjoy it much more. It's just
10-year-old, you should flip-flop like the wind.
Yeah. But the way he was so serious, you're going to be so mad.
Like baseball.
You're going to be so mad. Hockey's not my favorite sport. I'm like,
and
I
not
should be
just
mad
that.
if I showed you the invoices. But
it's not that it's like if he would have said anything else, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. But it was I'm a NASCAR fan. It's like that stigma. All right. Well, if we had a sister, and then you can never mind. I'm not going to get into it. But
so I'm like, so what exactly? Were you into endurance? Is that what you're telling me? Like, what's the sport
now too?
Yeah. Right. Guys, it is what's today's date? August 21st. Do you guys remember something that happened around, I guess, 4th of July? So maybe almost
50
fireworks.
Almost
50 days ago.
50 days ago.
50 days ago.
50 days ago, when a certain somebody
Got it.
said that the most important thing that he had on his agenda from this point on was giving a certain someone a new contract. What is going on? Like, is it time to actually worry a little bit about this contract?
But I do want to show you something funny. Keep talking.
Well, okay. I mean,
So-
Bob, do you think this
Okay.
is
Obviously, I've stood on the standpoint of no, not at all. I was not concerned about it at all. Every time I said that, I honestly did not think I would have opening day tickets on my hand before he was signed. So am I a little more concerned now? Yes. Do I still think something's going to get done? I do. But whatever is taking so long could become problematic if it's not, if they part on, not the best of terms. Not suggesting that's what's happening, but it doesn't make sense at this point. We know what has to be done. It should just be done.
is Bobby's face like getting wacky on your end? Do you see that, Tim?
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No. He
No,
looks fine?
fine.
Okay,
looks
so it's
fine.
probably just me.
Picked the wrong week to quit at
fucking. I mean, like I stare at him the whole time because he's so good looking.
Oh.
All right, so
We-
here we have the New Jersey Devils roster, right? As
Mhm.
of August 21st. So here are all the forwards. Here are all the forwards. It's in alphabetical order. This is fun. This is fun. Here are all the defensemen. Casey, Chalowski, Dylan. Wait a second. There's someone missing between Jeremy Hansel and Jonathan Kovacevic.
Seriously, Luke's not on there?
He's not on the fucking NHL.com Devils roster.
That's a problem.
I don't think it is.
Oh, that's kind of interesting, though.
I know. He's technically a free agent, so it's fine. He's still, I think, under his qualifying offer. I just thought it was funny because that was like today's freak out amongst the Devils universe was.
But I think we have to think about this, though. Like, there is some hang up. Like, there has to be something that is stopping this from being done right now.
Yeah, they don't have enough money. They probably tried to unload Palat, and they can't do it. And now
Okay,
they don't
but
have enough fucking money to give the long-term deal that I think he is. So I think a lot of the speculation was that they're having a hard time figuring out what the actual value would be per year. And you look at guys like Dobson, who just got 10 million or 9.5, and like we're still talking about his comps of Sanderson and Faber. So I think those are still pretty legitimate, but it's a couple years after that in a new cap environment. So it's like, what are they doing? And I think Luke may be like, hey, give me a 5-year deal. And Fitz is like, no, Jay Snow just brought that up. Like, no, I don't want to give you a 5-year deal because that walks you and Jack to free agency at the exact same time.
Right.
Then I've heard, you know what? What if Luke just gets a 1-year, $4 million deal? And then they put Kovacevic on LTIR and suddenly they have $6 million to spend.
Well, why don't they do that now?
Because I don't know if you can actually put someone on LTIR technically right now.
Okay.
And I think if they were to do that now, then the way like cap space is accrued, they'd like lose a decent chunk of that because the cap space it's basically there are 191 days in the season. So what it does is it takes your full AAV, your full salary for that goes towards the cap, and every single day it takes that salary divided by 191, and that's your daily salary. Then the next day it's your daily salary divided by 190, then 189. So that's how the cap space accrues, because the amount of space that you have, it's prorated by the amount of days left in the season, but also the amount of space that you have on Tuesday then gets added to the amount of space that you have on Wednesday. Like, I think that is how it works.
But isn't this an actual issue here with Jay?
Yeah,
Rice? You can't
that's
accrue the cap with LTIR
Right,
money, so
right.
that's not cap worthy money. So you can't necessarily spend that to pay a player on an extension.
So like if we would only have $6 million, and then that would be what we have for the year. Like we wouldn't be able to accrue across the year. So like if we put Kovacevic on LTIR and match Luke's deal with that, so that would be kind of a wash, then we'd only have $6 million, and that's kind of it. So like that $6 million wouldn't add up over time.
Seems like extremely poor planning. Like we all knew that this contract was the one that had to get done. It had to get done right away. And you're now, if that's the case, that this is just trying to find money, if you're sitting here on the 22nd of August going, we need to come up with $6 million somewhere to pay this kid, that's something I feel like you maybe should have had some foresight and done, and at least try to kind of, put your eggs in the basket earlier than trying to squirm now. Because if you don't move Palat, then nothing's going to happen. If you don't have the money now and you don't make any moves, you're not going to have the money in a month from now or 2 months from now. What happens?
That's why it might be they might still be trying to make that money move. Like, look, they could still bury McDermott in the AHL, and that adds another, so they'll have 7 and change. They don't have any other variable contracts. They could go short on roster players, that they dress every day to try and get Luke to like 8+, but the math just isn't mathing. So that's why I think now, like at this point, because they couldn't get out of this money, now they're probably repositioning to like a 1-year deal or even 2-year deal. I don't know. It's fucking truly baffling that this is like this.
And that's kind of where I had the optimism all years we've been asking this question, because if it really is the business side of it that's holding this up, then maybe the assumption could be that they're having great conversations and Luke is gearing up and he'd love to be here and ready to stay, but he understands something needs to be done first to have it happen. Instead of this negative thing, like I had just kind of said, maybe it's starting to get contentious or something. Maybe it's not that at all. It's just conversation. It's the reality of where they are.
Does he show up for training?
And like, it could be the we can't put Kovacevic on LTIR until the very beginning of the season. So, that may just happen, and then we'll have $2 million in space that'll just kind of be there. I have no idea. I agree with Bob. It's like, I don't think that these are contentious negotiations. I mean, I don't see any particular reason why they would be.
But does he show up for training camp without the extension?
I mean, I don't think he can. I don't know.
Isn't he? I mean,
Like,
I thought.
Well, remember when Mercer wasn't signed? He wasn't here yet.
Yeah, but I thought that was like he wanted his extension and he wasn't going to come and play, because isn't he technically, because his new contract wouldn't start till next year, correct? Am I wrong about this?
No, his new contract starts in.
So right now he's on
the fucking unemployment line.
Well, we own his rights because we
still own his rights, yes,
right?
But he is theoretically unemployed.
All right.
And if we don't sign him until December, if like he somehow holds out until December, I believe there's a date in December, then he becomes a UFA.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario, is not having him for the start of the season. This is going to be the year they got to take this big step. He needs to be there from day one. None of this bullshit coming in 3, 4, 5 weeks later.
Bob, I was thinking about you yesterday when,
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Gay.
I often think about you.
Gay.
So the Vikings have Harrison Phillips, who has been on their team now this will be his 3rd or 4th year. He's a nose tackle. He's a really great guy on the team, like a leader, captain on the team. He's great around the community, just a really good dude that, for all intents and purposes, even with the new guys that they brought in, like Harrison Phillips was going to be on this team, and we traded him to the Jets yesterday. So we trade him to the Jets, and everyone's like, well, why are we trading him? So finds out that, like, we needed a little bit of cap space, but we also need another wide receiver, because our wide receiver 2 is going to be suspended for the first 3 games. And after Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, we really don't have anybody. So they took this guy who was a big part of this team, who everybody loved.
Gotcha.
And they got rid of him. And now I'm sure in the next, probably by the end of the weekend, they'll make a trade for another wide receiver to come in to plug that hole. But I know that's what I like. That's the type of trade that I don't know if Fitz has the balls to make. That player that everybody likes, that does good things, but you're just kind of have to move off him to fill a hole and get something maybe better in back. Maybe it's a different position or whatever. But sometimes you got to get rid of that piece that you like, because you need something better.
100%. Now, I got 2 comments about this conversation we're having. Number one, is there a better position name in sports than nose tackle? I'm not sure. It conjures up a great image for me. But number 2, Tim over here, Mr. Numbers, pointed out that there's the season's 191 days long, which equates to 52% of the year. I think we need to lobby to get that a little bit more, don't you think? I think hockey should be more like 70% of the year. That sounds fair.
There should be 100% of the year. all year round.
I mean, yeah, August. Is
I want
tough.
pro beach hockey back. That's
Summer league.
The roller hockey on the beach. That was fucking awesome. They had like the ramp behind the net.
I don't remember that.
I remember
Really?
that. Oh yeah,
Pro beach
But-
house. It was the
a
best.
lot of Bud Light Ice watching that crap.
I'm with Stephen Engel on this one.
Doobie-doo.
Hockey should start in September and end in May. Absolutely, it should start like let football have their first week or two, and you start it maybe the third week of September, and go from there. I think that would be the best time to start it.
Yeah,
And we
maybe. Yeah.
Get it over with before Memorial Day, and
All these
Yeah.
seasons are getting longer because of greedy fucking owners. They're gonna add 2 games to the NHL season, the regular season. Now it's gonna go we're probably gonna get a final that bleeds into July one year.
the NFL is
fucking
adding an
stupid.
18th game in a
Yeah.
couple of years, 2 bye weeks, just so they can move the Super Bowl to the Sunday before President's Day, so everybody can have off on Monday.
I'm more okay with the NFL going to 18 games than adding 2 more hockey games. What
I'm
is
with you.
the point of 2 more hockey games? And I know it's revenue. Don't get me wrong. I get the point. I mean,
They're cutting back regular season, which is fine. But the
Cutting back
ripple effect
preseason.
of what that does. Yeah, preseason,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, it's dumb.
I just hate when you make these kind of very small changes that ultimately now become another big conversation point down the road where, well, so-and-so would have had so many points if he played 84 games a year. But it's
Right.
like, it doesn't need to happen. It's enough freaking games. You got baseball, which is an enormous amount of games. And then the other 2 majors other than football or half of that kind of makes sense. Like, it's just, when's it going to stop? You know what? 85's got a nice ring. This way, no one can wind up even. It needs to be an odd number. Let's make it 85. It's just,
Yeah, well, and then we're gonna add, and now
Add
we're gonna add
teams.
probably 2 more teams, and I mean, there are guys like Jack Roslovich that still doesn't have a job, and there's $200 million in free cap space, in available cap space out there that people aren't spending on more players. So it's like where are we going to find all these guys to fill these 2 teams? Like, I think the product's going
let's
to get
talk about that for a
watered
second,
down.
because I heard and just barely listened to it that when the baseball commissioner was on, when the Mets were playing in the Williamsport there at the Little League play, they had a game there, that they are discussing some rule changes in terms of alignment and conferences to make less travel, more competition, those sort of things. One of the things they brought up was adding 2 more baseball teams, right? Which would bring it to the equivalent of what hockey has now. But before I ask you that question, just want to say that they have this version of maybe an Eastern and Western Conference, very similar to hockey, and they would want to make divisions that are more geographically inclined. So, for example, the new whatever would be Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Red Sox, like all in one league. First of all, that is disgusting to me. I don't even want to go there.
It fucking hurts.
It makes
it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart if that. We can't fucking do that. It's perfect when cities with 2 teams have a team in each league.
Yes,
like that's the way. That's baseball. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I saw that too. I was like, what are we fucking doing? No.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like, it would take.
And in the interim, bring back the Whalers. Fucking bring back the Patrick division.
Yeah. The Whalers are never coming back.
My point on all that is that where do you see adding 2 more teams as like easier to have a quality product, right? Could you add 2 more to baseball or another 2 to hockey? Because Tim was already getting to the point. Like, I don't see us like. I used to say, I don't care how many teams there are, it's still entertaining. But no, there is a certain amount of talent that's got to fill those. And I just think that's expanding too far for NHL of all sports, right? Like, baseball, sure, go to 32, but
when it's like $1 billion for an NHL franchise rights, I don't think Gary Bettman's thinking about the watered down product. He's
not at all.
The $1 billion for the rights to put a 3rd franchise to fail in Atlanta, to put another team in Texas, to put wherever they decide to go. But
hotbed population.
Nathan Bastian still has a job. That means the fucking league is watered down.
Well, there's some truth there. I have a game to play if you guys are down.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I guess we're not doing the snake draft because Tony's not here.
Yeah, I do have my list though, but I
do.
do. Bobby and I did these. I think Dan and I and Bobby did it like when we first started in the summer, and every year we do it. This is the first part. So it's 20 questions, over unders or true and false.
Oh, yes.
You only answer over, under, or true, false. And then we will go back after the end of the season and we see how wrong we are. So this is just part one. We'll have more questions.
It's fascinating because before the Devils had their amazing 112-point year, we were way wrong on that kind of conservative side. And then before they totally shit the bed the last 2 years, we were way wrong on the opportunistic side.
I feel like we should be probably more in the ballpark with what they're.
I'm not a very vanilla guy, but I'll give it a try.
It's going to be kind of fun to see where we're at here. So the question number one, Jack Hughes, since his rookie year, has played games played 61, 56, 49, 78, 62, and 62.
Just to clarify, 2 of those seasons were COVID seasons, so the 56 game.
That has nothing to do with the question.
I know. I mean,
there's no reason for it.
Yes, but when
the
you
most
say,
games.
I'm reacting to someone. That's something I saw online where someone's like, "You only played this many games." It's like, yeah, well, 2 of those were fucking the full seasons at the time.
Right, but 78 games, which was the 112-point season, that was his most games he ever played. So over under, Jack Hughes will play over or under 78 games this year. We'll go Bob, Tim, and me.
He will be close, but he will be under.
Under. Tim?
Okay, over.
Tim's going over. Yeah, you got to show me, buddy. I'm going under too. I really hope I'm wrong on that one.
Yeah, me too. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
I hope I'm right. I'm just being the optimist. I'm kind of
like I said. I think he's going to be right there. I think 4 or 5 games missed for Jack is just very reasonable.
The NHL league average for full season is 73 games.
Okay. All right. So last year, Jesper Bratt was 5th in the NHL in assists with 71. Over under. Jesper Bratt, 71 assists. Over under, Bobby.
I'm going to go over. He keeps showing me that he gets better every year, and I think the team as a whole is going to be have a lot more offensive output this year. So I'm comfortable with the over.
I'm going to say under. I think he has more goals this year. He only had 21 goals last year.
I'm going to go with the over as well, because I'm hoping that he's going to be also playing with a third person that can actually bury the puck, and I'm going to go with the over.
Hang on.
What's the matter? Oh, Tim's ducking out. All right. Yeah, I mean, like Jay says, yeah, eventually he does have to get lucky, right? Eventually he has to stay healthy and play these games. I'm assuming that you're.
But again, healthy for a guy with Jack's body style, assuming it's basically the same, is still in that like mid 70s. It's like maintenance days when you kind of get banged around. I'm not suggesting he's going to have another 5-6 day injury. I'm saying that he's got the type of body that gets bruised up a little bit more easily. So that's what
I mean, but like, Matthew Tkachuk, missed a huge chunk of last season. He's going to miss most of this season. Guys get hurt in all kinds of different ways and different.
My ass hurts from doing this podcast. What's up with that?
Phil fucking Kessel set has the Iron Man record. Like that guy fucking drank Cokes on the bench and ate hot dogs for his pregame meal. So like,
not a healthy dude.
Keith Yandel was the guy that before that he couldn't give a fuck. So it's just like, I don't know.
All right. Nico Hischier had his career high last year, 35 goals in the last season. Over under 35 goals for Nico Hischier.
I'm going to go just under, mostly because I think the wealth is going to be spread a little bit more throughout the team, and we don't necessarily need 35 from him. We need around the 30 and stuff is great, but I'll go slightly under.
Yeah, under. He had he popped on the power play. He had like 14 power play goals. He's going to go under.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under too. I think Nico lives in that 30, 40, 70-point range, but 35, that's a lot of goals.
You could have 25 goals from Nico and still have a great year. Like
absolutely.
A fantastic year.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see, we talked about his assist totals last time, and I'd like to see that be a little bit more normalized and less sort of.
That's what he's telling Timo.
Yeah,
I'd like to have more.
Yeah, score, Timo. Fuck you.
Yeah, Stephen Engel is just saying about Palat, like we can't throw somebody a second-round pick to get Palat out of here. I agree with that. Like if you have to sweeten that pot. I'm all for it. Like,
Is there anybody that needs to reach the floor? There has to
No.
be, right? No,
Nobody
nobody
does.
needs to reach the floor right now.
No, San Jose was the last team, and they signed Orlov.
what
I
happens
think.
when the fucking Coyotes leave Arizona and
I know
actually get bought by
team like
competent
that.
ownership?
Like, all these teams that were the league patsies, they all kind of want to get better. Like Chicago needs to shit or get off the pot. San
But it's
Jose
not
wants
like
to show
you're.
improvement. Anaheim wants to show improvement. The only team that's actively should be, well, there are a lot of teams that should want to be bad. The only team that is going into the season like saying we want to be bad is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Andre Palat is not like you're selling somebody a fucking, the guy still has value, and he definitely has value to a team that is maybe a young team looking to kind of ascend to the next level. I don't understand unless we're the only ones that want Palat out of here, and management is saying no, he's on this team and we're keeping him, and we don't give a shit about the contract, and that's that.
Where everybody else in the league is 100% on board, like we are. We don't want Palat.
I gotta think there's teams that would definitely.
But that's it. But yes. So the other thing is he still gets to choose to an extent what teams he doesn't want to go to,
That's
and
true.
he could have gamed that and said like, these are the 10 teams that have the cap space that can fit me, and that's my no trade list, and that leaves us back where we are.
Yeah.
The third door, number 3, is that the Devils value Palat and what he brings, and do not give a fuck what he makes.
That could very well be it.
I mean, I'd much rather have Alex Tuck at $4 million and change than Andre Palat at $6 million, and another guy at like $2 million. But
no doubt.
Here we
All
are.
right, question number 4. The Devils had 9 shutouts last year. Over under, the Devils will shut out opponents 9 or more times this year, Bobby.
I'm going to go under. 9 was a pretty good amount for that team to get. I think the goaltending is going to be great, but I think there's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be a little more open, I think.
Yeah, I think with Kovacevic out and Nemec in his spot, I think that's going to be a bit of a stretch. We also lost some defensive-minded forwards and have more offensive-minded forwards, so I think it's going to be under.
Yeah, I'm going to take them under as well because basically those reasons. 9 shutouts is a lot. The Devils were shut out. The Devils were shut out 9 times last year as well. Will the Devils be shut out over or under, Bobby, 9 times this year?
Under. No, that's not happening again.
Yeah, Sam, not happening
It
again.
has to be.
If it does, fuck us.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot.
Like, these shows are going to be super depressing.
So 22% of their games were either shut out or shut in.
No, yeah. Shut out for or against. Yeah.
Or the shutout-y.
Shut-outers.
Shutter-outs?
Ooh, shutter-outs.
Shutter-outs.
Yeah, shutter-outs.
Bobby, true or false?
Of the shutout?
Uh-oh.
True or
50-50.
false? The Florida Panthers will win the Eastern Conference for a 4th consecutive year.
False.
Ooh, love it. So one of my favorite shows that I listen to called What Chaos. They threw out around this term, and actually I enjoy it because I live on a farm. It's saying the Florida is going to have a fallow year this year. That's when you take a piece of land, you don't grow anything on it because you need to let the dirt and soil kind of settle and stuff like that. Like some music festivals that are in fields and shit do that, where they just have a year where they're like they don't have the festival. I think Florida has a fallow year where shit just goes wrong. Kachuk's hurt. Bobrovsky falls off a cliff. Stuff just doesn't work out. Doesn't
beat him in the Eastern Conference Finals. What?
So false, Tim.
Huh? Who?
What?
Tim, you're going false as well then.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. I'm going false. Look,
I think they bounced back the year after and kicked the shit out of everybody.
4 times
on a revenge tour.
To do what they did 3 times is crazy. So I just, the odds are against them. And plus we're coming. So fuck you, Florida. All right.
Right, because we're the team they need to look out for.
True or false, Bobby? The Buffalo Sabres will finally make the playoffs this year.
False. No, not till they do it. I can get this wrong this year and I'll go true next year. No way.
Nope.
Yeah, you know what? Until you fucking do it, fuck you.
Yep.
False.
And you know
I'm with
what?
you.
I'm actively rooting for that to happen, so they have to blow it up and we get Alex Tuck.
Well, I mean,
Nice.
you really want them. You want them dead ass last, like
I
right
want
around
them to
Thanksgiving.
go 0-82 so we can fucking. We'll take Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson, and I will trade them Dawson Mercer and Simon Nemec.
But I'll say this with the players that they have on that team, minus goaltending, because I don't like their goaltenders. UPL's okay, but I'm not a big fan of them.
Right.
But if they can figure it out, like they have some really awesome players on that team.
I know.
Like if
it's
they
crazy.
ever figure it out, they're going to be really good. But I
Every-
don't know
every-
why they can't figure it out.
Every year I look at them and like they have like 8 guys that I would swap with 8 guys.
Yeah,
on the
it's such a
Devils,
good
and it's
roster.
fucking crazy.
They're gonna have a pop year out of nowhere. They steamroll everybody, win the Stanley Cup, and then miss the playoffs again the next year. It'd be like a blip in the radar. You wonder how the fuck that happened.
No, they might have a Devils-ish type of pop with a 112-point regular season and
I'm
just.
changing. I'm going to go true. They're going to make the playoffs.
But over who? Like the problem with stuff like that is like Toronto, Tampa, Ottawa, and Montreal. I think are light years better than them, and I don't
think light years. Not Montreal and Ottawa. No, I think that they're just they're a fucking couple of mile per hour ahead of them. I think that if
Ottawa was better than us last year.
well, yeah, but we weren't good. Buffalo. I think that Buffalo could be in a dogfight with some of those lower teams, and maybe they can knock off a Montreal or an Ottawa. You know, they have a lot to prove. They have to see if they can do it again. I mean, we looked great 2 years ago, and then we didn't make the fucking playoffs. So,
God, that hurts.
So I'm just gonna go true. I think I went true the last 3 years, and they always let me down. So I'm sticking with it.
Boo,
All right.
boo. We want them to be bad.
Well, they're gonna be. And what me picking true or false on question number 7 isn't going to determine the Buffalo Sabres season. Trust me, we're good.
All right.
Connor Bedard had 67 points last year. Bobby, over under 67 points for Connor Bedard this coming year.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, a little bit of growth. I'd go over. Maybe you'll get a point or two more. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think he's gonna explode this year.
On your face.
You.
You're going over? Spider-Man
Yeah.
your ass?
I think he's going over 80.
Does he have the
Reasonable.
guys around him to go over 80?
Yeah, Frank Nazar, couple other fucking guys.
Something
Donato.
about Chicago and their star players like Caleb Williams, Connor Bedard. Like there's just something about their body language and something that I don't like. I just think there's something about those two dudes in particular that just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and
I'm going under.
You look at the juxtaposition of Celebrini and Bedard. You know, 2 guys drafted first overall back to back.
Yeah.
Bedard looks like he's having the worst fucking time of his life. Meanwhile, the Sharks are a worse team, and they're having the fucking best time. It's just Bedard is like a little hockey robot, and like I think I've said this before. It's like it's a little concerning how much of like a hockey robot he is, and like having really nothing else in his life. It just seems like he's kind of been this hockey nerd since he was like 12 years old and has had nothing else in his life. And I know it's you have to sacrifice a lot in those years to get to be good enough to be that, but he's very serious. And
Captain Series Part 2.
yeah.
Well, which leads to question number 9, Tim, which was a pretty good segue. Macklin Celebrini had 63 points last year in his rookie year. Over under 63 for Macklin Celebrini, Bob.
Yeah, I'm going to go over with him as well. I like what Tim's talking about him. I think he comes in and he realizes, like, I'm not winning anything right away, and hockey's a lot of fun to play. So let's just go out there and have fun and like whoop some ass. I mean, they did it to us every time.
I love Macklin Celebrini.
You know? Yeah,
I love
definitely
watching
over.
that kid play.
I
I'm
love watching
definitely
the
over.
team play, man. Will Smith,
Yeah.
Eklund, even Toffoli's having the time of his life.
Absolutely.
And then they have Sam Dickinson coming. They have Askarov and Cole. They're going to be such a fucking problem. If all those guys hit and like progress the way they should, they're going to be such a problem in like 3 to 4 years.
I agree. So you taking over on Celebrini,
Yes.
Tim? Yeah, me too. I love the kid. I like him so much better than Connor Bedard. So Matthew Schaefer was the number 1 pick overall this year by the New York Islanders, and I'm absolutely assuming that he is on this team. So Matthew Schaefer, Calder Trophy winner for this year, Rookie
No.
of the Year.
No.
I don't know enough about the draft class, and since I can look over and peek over Tim's shoulder right now, he's already saying no. So I'll go false on that just because I don't really know.
Arseniy Gritsuk is going to win the Calder.
Wow,
I like that.
proclamation.
I like that
And
a
that-
lot.
I mean, him or Demidov.
All right, I'll go false too. True or false, Bobby? You might not be able to answer this one because you don't really know. We haven't seen too much, but I just threw it on here. Shane LaChance will make the opening day roster for the Devils. True or false?
I think I have to say false because my GM has shown me that he doesn't have the ability to move anybody else out. I'll go false for that reason alone.
Tim?
He'll make a team out of camp. Is that what you said?
Yes, he'll be on the opening night roster, even if it's a healthy scratch.
False.
At least.
He'll start in the
It unfortunately is false, and I wish it weren't. But yeah, you guys, especially what you said, Bob. There's just
Yeah, I
no
think
spot for him.
He's going to be in that collection of 5-ish guys that'll probably be first call ups should anything happen. Let's let the kid play in like we need to, and like I really hate that the Islanders are bringing Schaefer in immediately. What Schaefer should have done now that juniors kids can play in the NCAA, Schaefer should go to college somewhere.
How old is he?
He's like 17, 18 years old. He's young as fuck. And he's a defenseman too. He's going to get eaten alive. Like he signed his ELC. So like that's out the window now, but he's too young to play in the AHL, I think. So like he has to he has that deal where if he plays 9 games, they make the choice whether to send him back to juniors or not. So that's the only option is to send him back to Erie where he's going to be bored.
That's crazy.
Sucks to be the Islanders.
Womp womp.
I don't think
The Devils.
the Islanders have a big plan. It doesn't feel like they have a plan because I think they know that they're a mid-league team, and I think they're kind of trying to shoot fish in a barrel then by putting them on the team, and hoping that it's
they're selling tickets with it. Tickets and jerseys is all they're selling with it.
They have a lot of faith in this dude. I mean, just the fact that they let Dobson go right before they drafted the kid. Like, I mean, that was
they also got 2 firsts that they just used to draft two good prospects. And I get the kid they got from college.
They had to have a draft that was the most un-Lou Lamoriello draft ever to keep their fans happy. And I get that. But you're kind of right, Bobby. Did they just say, okay, well, let's just grab as much shit as we can, try and overnight change the look and the feel of this team on the ice? I don't know if you can do that. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, they still have Pelican Pollock.
Not with a 13-year-old.
Dobson and Horvat and Sorokin. Like, I'm with Jay Snell. Like, they could be a little better than I think people giving them credit for.
But they're always pretty good.
Yeah, like they got sunk by their special teams. Their power play was last in the league.
Awful.
A lot.
And Barzal was hurt a lot last year.
That guy needs to take. If they are going to do anything, that guy needs to. He's been like a 60-point-ish guy,
which is crazy.
But everybody thinks of him as like an 80-point guy, and he's
an amazing player. Just can't put it together. Question number 12. The Devils open up this season in Carolina to face the fraudulent Hurricanes. Bobby, true or false? Devils win Game 1 and start off 1-0 on the 25-26 NHL season.
I think I had a different answer for this when we discussed it a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go true. They will win that first game. Fuck those guys.
Fuck them.
They're going to get shut out.
There's a 22% chance that one of them will.
They're going to get shut out. They're going to get shut out. We're going to lose our fucking minds.
All right, so false, Tim?
False.
All right. Question number 13. Dawson Mercer will continue his Ironman streak and play all 82 games again this year.
Against all odds of something like that happening, I'm going to have fun with it and say true. I think he'll keep himself in a lineup.
mean, if
I
you
love that every year this question has been on our true and false list.
Yeah, I
because
think
he
I said no
still
last year.
Hasn't missed a fucking game.
Right.
if he keeps ducking hits, yeah, easily.
True.
Yeah, true.
True.
He'll,
I'm with
he'll,
you.
he'll, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, unless he gets,
flu?
of course, the injuries or whatever. But so far,
He's from
so
Newfoundland.
good.
They don't get the flu.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like the Amish. They don't get cancer and the flu, right?
There you go.
I don't know about the Amish getting cancer or the
You
flu,
see
but I'll
this,
take
this
your word
street,
for
you
it.
saw the street sign I sent you.
Yes.
I love that. Oh God, I totally want to steal that and hang it up in my house.
There's like 20 of them like in like this area because there's a huge Amish farm right over there.
I got to go about 15 miles before I see the first sign, but that's not that far.
Yeah, I got to go real far. I got to go out of state for that one.
Yeah.
Connor Brown had 13 goals last year, Bob, in his debut year with the Devils. Over under 13 goals for Connor Brown this year.
Over. Mid upper teens.
Over.
Last
season was him. Yeah, I think 17. I'll put him at.
Okay.
I think last year was his first year back from like fully healthy from his ACL injury. So he had 13. Now he'll have even more.
Steven, is there a lot of Amish at the Columbus flea market? Because if so, dude, we'll totally go, and we'll. They have to have Amish there. They have to have their signs. We can go
buy
steal
sheds. Do good work with
some
sheds.
What was the question? Connor Brown, 13 goals? Yeah, because we absolutely need him to. Like, he needs to score more than 13 goals this year. All right, question number 15. Last year, Leon Draisaitl was the only player in the league to score 50 or more goals. Over under for 50 or more goal scorers this year, Bobby. 1 over or under?
That's a good one, dude. I'm going to go over. I'm going to say we get like 2 of them. Maybe one of us is partner.
Tim?
I'm going to go over also. I think Matthews has a bounce back season.
Yeah.
He's had kind of that sort of career where it's up, down,
Yeah.
up, down, up, down.
Yeah, he has.
I think he has a backup. And I think there's another guy named Jack Hughes who's going to score 50 goals.
I like that.
En route to the Stanley Cup. I like where this is going. Fuck you,
MVP,
Florida.
50 goals, 70 assists, 120 points. Going to drop his nuts on
in
the league.
42 games.
And then
All on the power play.
I love it. Then he would legit be an MVP consideration on that.
I think, yeah.
Especially.
I think Jack is. I get it. I get that he has splody bones, and that sucks. And the past two seasons have ended, but I trust his dedication and his competitiveness to find a way around that. Plus the new sports science guy that we brought in that specifically works with pitchers, that specifically works with shoulders, that understand the mechanics of that and how to fix that. I think he's so fucking competitive. He's going to be pissed. He sees all the bullshit about him, and he's going to drop his fucking nuts on the league.
I am so glad you brought that up. I know Crystal has to answer this, but I saw, we were having conversations about how this is going. And I was thinking the other day, like, if you don't think that Jack Hughes isn't out there absolutely trying to become the best NHL player, not the best version of himself, but then you're wrong. I think that's exactly what this guy trains for. He probably never will be next to like McDavid or whatever, but that's exactly what his mindset is. I have no problem with whatever he's doing to get ready for this season.
Here's the thing about, I think that us
Jason, we hired a baseball guy who's a fucking expert in injury prevention.
Doesn't matter.
Sports injury prevention.
Okay, that doesn't matter. The fact that, like, on this show, maybe because we're older and we're not so reactive and not as reactive as we were in our 20s and stuff, but like, other than worried about his injury history, we have never shit on Jack Hughes on this show. We have shit on almost every other Devil but him. Like, the dude is the real deal. Like, if he stays healthy, he can be everything this team ever wanted from a superstar player. And I'm totally on board for it.
Second on that list, and the only time, and I wouldn't even call it shitting on him, the only time we questioned Nico Hischier was in his infancy as a captain.
Yes,
We were just
absolutely.
like, is he a captain type of guy? That was it. We were giving the benefit of the doubt, which he's proven he's an excellent captain type of guy. But yeah, you're right. Those two mostly, but Jack.
And I'm not saying criticizing bad games or plays or whatever.
No.
We always do that. I'm saying like actually like, you know, we did a whole show about how much we want to get rid of Palat. Like that's like, we would
Yeah,
never.
a couple years
15
ago,
of
you
those
guys
two.
talked about, before I joined and showed you the light, you talked about getting rid of Brad a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but like, look, like this is the last year though.
Yeah,
fuck,
this-
put up
this
or
has
shut up,
got-
you assholes, because
Yeah,
like
it's-
I'm selling everybody if they fucking miss the playoffs this upcoming season, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
They can
Sell
get
them all.
so much for some of the guys and some of their contracts. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
I when I do the power rankings and I'll do them closer to the season, I don't just rate, and Bobby knows this because we did them last year. I don't just rate the teams 32-1. Everybody has little categories, and I'll just a little precursor. The Devils absolutely are in the shit or get off the pot category this year. That's where they're going. Yes, contender, all that stuff they are, but they have to show it now. Like it's you can't play the game on paper anymore. You have to stay healthy, and you got to go show everybody what you can do. And it all falls on, and this is, the core guys. They have to lead the way. Like somebody was writing in there before, like Timo's got to start being Timo. He's got to be noticeable every frigging game.
Got to be a core guy.
Yeah, Brat can't disappear for weeks on end, that kind of stuff. Like it's time to really put it together and have a good complementary team that can win a lot of games.
The next blog that I'm about to publish that I just finished writing that the editor's looking over is I got really carried away talking about scoring and what needs to happen. I did a real fucking deep dive into our scoring relative to the league. So basically, there are 10 teams. It worked out kind of nicely for my OCD. There are 10 teams that were top 15 in goal scoring, top 15 in points for the league, right? Florida's not in that because they lollygagged until the end of the year, until the playoffs, and we're like, oh fuck it, we should probably do that again. But it's Toronto, Tampa, Colorado, LA, Dallas, Carolina, Vegas,
Toronto,
Winnipeg, and
not Toronto.
Did I mention Toronto? Toronto.
Oh,
Anyway,
you said
they're
Toronto?
10 teams. Oh, the Capitals and Capitals, Carolina, Toronto, Tampa.
You don't have to
Dallas.
name them all.
Anyway,
It's fine.
you get the point. So they're 10
Yes.
teams, right? And I compared the Devils to that. So really what it boils down to that we've talked about, but I actually should prove this out with numbers, is we scored 179 5-on-5 goals. That was 26th in the league, right? We've beaten this horse to death that we needed more 5-on-5 scoring. So I actually figured it out that if the new guys if we add the difference between Brown and Dadonov and then the 5 guys that we got rid of that score goals, that's plus 6 goals, right? I gave Gritsuk 7 goals, 5-on-5, just to be a little bit conservative. So that's 13. We need to score 40 more 5-on-5 goals, which is about half a goal a game. That will get us into basically. We scored 2.2 5-on-5 goals a game. The top 10 category, the average was 2.7 goals, 5-on-5 goals a game. So we need about half a goal a game, 40 goals. So I put the new guys at about 13 extra goals. Jack plays a full season. That's another 6 or 7. Glass plays a full season. That's another 9. So that's another, that's basically 25. Then I looked at Nico, Timo, Cotter, Nason, Palat, and Brat. And there's one other guy too. The other returning guys that played a full season.
Mercer.
And I looked at their Mercer. Yes. I looked at their expected goals versus their real goals, just to kind of look and see. I realize expected goals can be a little fuzzy and shooting talent varies, but to see most of those guys shot under what their expected goals were,
right?
Except for Nico and Cotter. So if Nico and Cotter do that again, and all of those guys, the other guys, shoot at what was expected of them, that adds another 15 or so goals. So
There's our 40
we're
goals.
close to that 40 goals. Then I looked at, okay, to even bridge the gap even more, because we need a little insulation, right? Injuries are going to happen. We need to insulate against injury. And that's why this team feels so fragile, is because our best player, leading scorer, is so injury prone. Our second best player, Nico, who's probably our best player, also has a little bit of an injury history. And so I looked at guys that scored 15 plus 5-on-5 goals that didn't get power play one time on their teams. And really, there are 14 of them in the entire fucking league. And it really boils down to this, that the number one guy on this list that I want that would probably be available is Alex Tuck.
Yeah.
The other guy that's interesting, Jason Robertson was on that list. Kyrou was on that list. McCann was on that list.
That's a lot of math to get to
McTavish. Yeah, McTavish was on that list, but it proves it out. Yeah. The other guy that's on that list that I've talked about before that I think would be a real sneaky ad is Eli Tolvanen on Seattle.
I don't know much about him.
He was drafted as a scored by Nashville, 30th overall. Didn't really pan out there. Got traded to Seattle. He's not big. He's like 5. He's not tall. He's 5'10", about 190. So he's a little bit of a tank. He had over 200 hits the last 2 years. So he would be an actual better goal scoring, smarter version of Cotter. So he's another interesting guy. So if Seattle falls apart, he would be a guy. Seattle came out with a report that basically said, yeah, we're not trading Jared McCann.
Yeah, I saw that.
We can cross him off the list. Jordan Kyrou's no movement clause.
No, he's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. Jason Robertson, I don't see why they would move him. His contract's up in a year. So, and if he wants over $10 million, I'm very wary of that, because we'd have a similar Timo problem with Jason Robertson, where suddenly we have $20 million sitting on power play too.
Right.
Rust and Raquel, they still have 3 more years on both of their deals. They're good deals. They're both at $5 million, but they're both 32, 33 years old. So those may not age very well. So really the list kind of pairs down once you kind of look at the issues of these guys. And I arrived at Alex Tuck. But I don't even know if Alex Tuck's available. Like they talked about, he's going to sign an extension in Buffalo because he's a Western New York guy.
Yeah, that's the only thing I heard. And real quick before we get back to the game, and
Sorry,
no, it's fine. I will answer absolutely over one on the more than. There's too many good players in this league for only Leon to score 50. But like that's why I really want to see these young guys in camp like make it almost impossible to be sent down, because they're going to have to be. But when you have guys that you really want on this team, if we do get an injury and we have to call a guy up for 4 or 5, 6 games, maybe they're going to be able to play. Maybe it's not just going to be a guy you plug in and just you keep your fingers crossed, like half of our bottom, like our whole bottom 6 last year. So that's all. That's just a thought.
But, and it's a team game, and 70% of what happens on the ice, shifts, changes happen on the fly. And if your bottom 6 is constantly getting fucking buried in the defensive zone and it's up to 4 guys to go 200 feet every time, that's going to start dragging down that top 4 group.
Right.
We've said before, like, have Glass deploy defensively so Nico can cook offensively.
All right. Let's get back to this.
Yes.
Devils have never had a 100-point scorer in their history. Bobby, this year is at number 86. Does Jack Hughes get 100 points this year? True.
Yes. We have 2.
Might have company.
We have 2.
We have 3. I'm going 3.
Who's the third?
Yeah, who's the third?
Don't worry about it. You'll see it. You'll know it when you see it.
Right.
I don't know.
Jake Allen just starts pumping goals in. He's like, fuck it, I'm playing forward.
Like
Seamus Casey, our 3C of the future.
Timo is absolutely capable of it.
No, he's not.
Yes,
he
is.
He's never been close.
Yes, he is. He's never been close. But I know he's got it in him. Like he could have that one amazing year. It's not going to happen.
I think his amazing year tops out at 80 points.
But I'm just saying, like how one of those, like Brady Anderson, leadoff home run, Baltimore Orioles, 50 home runs out of nowhere year. Like that's what I'm talking about. It happens.
We know what that
was. As much as Brady was, but they all were back then. I'm just saying it can happen. That's all I'm saying. Number 17. All right, Bobby. In the last 2 times that the Devils have been in the playoffs, the furthest that they have gotten is Game 5 of Round 2, over under. The Devils this year will go further than Game 5 in the second round of the playoffs.
Over. Done in 6 against the Canes.
No, absolutely not.
No, like I said, fuck those guys.
Tim,
Yes, over. Please.
Over.
For the love of
Over.
God, please get past it. Like, are we honestly, once they get past Game 5, we're gonna be like, oh, thank God.
I might.
That's it.
How the season
I
goes.
win. We all win. We're gonna do it this year. I'm not saying a Stanley Cup, but I'm saying that we're gonna see the
Comes
team
number
that we were supposed to
4.
see for the last couple of years this year. It's gonna be fun.
We took 2 steps back and took 1 step forward.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna
And I
take.
think it's
the
gonna
next
be
2 steps
fun.
forward.
And I can't wait for it. All right, number 18.
Also, Keith's second year in Toronto, they had a huge jump in points. So there's that.
200 points.
2 million points.
53 points. That's what Timo Meier had last year, Bobby. Over under 53 points.
It's another show me thing, but no, over. He's going over 53 points. I want to finally see what this guy can bring. His max is probably 54 points, but I'll take it.
He's got to have at least 60 points.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
think
Like, you
60
have
could
to
be
have at
reasonable,
least
yeah.
60, right?
Yeah, like 30 and 30 or
30
something.
and 30, 30,
Yeah.
30. Yeah, because he's never been like a big assist guy. That's why his points aren't there. And now, like, one thing I really want to see, and when I was parsing out some of these numbers, is our second power play was fucking awful. Like, it was really bad. And I think we remember watching this. Like, if that first power play didn't score, like, they'd be out there for like the first minute and a half. The second guys would go out there and just shit themselves for 30 seconds and then come off.
And it really
I
bothers
only
me.
remember that second power play unit scoring like twice.
Yeah, like they barely did. They barely scored at all.
It really bothers me because if you have a problem like the fact that you got a Timo Meier who's not on power play 1 where he always was, and he's on power play, that should be an asset. But no, it winds up being nothing. Like, it's
Right.
almost
So,
worse.
like,
Right.
I'm hoping, but we also had Palat and Tatar and fucking Cotter
sounds
on power play
slow.
too. Like, if we have Dadonov and Gritsuk and
Mercer.
and Timo and Mercer, if that's the
And
4
Luke.
with Luke, like,
Yeah.
that's a much better unit. That can
That's
also
true.
take some pressure off the first power play unit. Then we're not fucking running Nico out there 22 minutes a night and burning him out by December. There's so much like different things that I think are going to go right this season.
I'm with you.
Fair
So over under 53 points. Is it going to go right for Timo Meier?
Over, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was
I think he
blowing
goes.
smoke
I think
with
he
the
goes
50 goals, but
I think he flirts with 70.
yeah, I mean, he needs to. He needs to
Yeah.
just
He
quiet all the voices.
needs to stop flirting with chicks on Raya.
All right, Bobby. Stefan Nason had his career high, scored 11 power play goals last year. Does Stefan Nason score over or under 11 power play goals this year?
This is a tricky one because he blew it up in the beginning and then he couldn't maintain it. If he was more consistent throughout the year, is it possible to get more than the 11? Probably, but I think this is the one I'm going to go under. I think there's going to be a lot of movement on our power plays, and he's just not going to get as many.
Tim?
I just don't think he's going to get as many. I think a lot of those are just. I think Jack's going to score more on the power play. I think Brad's going
Dougie.
to score more. I think Dougie's going to add a little more. I think it's going to be kind of distributed a little better because honestly, Nico and Nason scored 25 goals between the two of them, and we scored 62 power play goals all season. Like, so they scored almost half of our power play goals.
Yeah, it's going to be under, though. I mean, you don't even know what the new guys, how this power play is even going to look, whether or not Nason's even going to be on power play 1. So
I don't think
definitely
I
under.
don't see any reason why they would break up. So we were the 3rd best power play in the league. Most of the season, we were the 1st best power play in the league.
Yeah.
We led the entire league in expected goals for expected goals per 60.
For 60, right.
So, and we were one of 3 teams in the last 2 decades since Money Puck tracks that. Since 2008, 2009, we're one of 3 teams to have double-digit expected goals per 60 on the power play. So we had basically one of the 3 most dangerous, and in terms of shot and chance generation, power plays in the past 2 decades.
And Nation
So
will be on it.
there's no reason to break that up, and that's I know people want Luke on Power Play 1, but there's no reason to break that up. If they do, fine, but I think having Dougie, the threat of Dougie's shot, and like I know people think he lost his shot. There's no decline in velocity at all based
Well,
on based on the NHL Edge data, but I think maybe he lost some accuracy on it.
I think the pec injury definitely hindered him. And when you come back the first year off of a major injury like that, you're not 100%. It's always that second year that you feel, you come back and you're really back to where you need to be. So I'm kind of hoping that, he hasn't fallen off an age cliff, and maybe this was just the injury, that his accuracy was down. Maybe his velocity on the shot was down a little bit. All right, it's your second year. You should be full strength.
I mean, he's not. His foot speed's the same. I don't see any reason why. He hasn't shown actual signs of decline. It's just all been injury related.
Jay, Jay Snow just said he shot more of a wrist shot last year. I think that was absolutely because of the pec.
Missing a titty.
It's also a little bit by design. He's trying to get pucks.
Right, he's trying to get it to a lane. Yeah,
and the power play structure that I've talked about before de-emphasized his shot a little bit, and he was more of a decoy threat than anything. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I could be totally wrong. They could swap Dougie and Luke. I have no idea.
Well, last question, and we'll wrap it up. It's getting a little bit late, Bobby.
Maybe that's a hang up in Luke's contract. Is he's like, I want guaranteed Power Play 1, and they're saying no.
And they're saying, hey, fuck Dougie. You should have traded the motherfucker.
Exactly. Get that.
I would have no sticking points in a contract for
I'll take that $9 million.
Yeah.
What do we do? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. As Don Draper said, that's what the money's for.
That's right.
I do
Number
not give
20,
a fuck
Bob.
if you picked us.
Number 20, Chris.
True or false? The Devils will win the Metropolitan Division this year.
True. Let's go. Move it up. On the way to Stanley Cup 4.
True.
Tim?
True. Woo! Let's go.
It's true.
Tim.
We're gonna do it.
Because
Fuck it. Let's go.
That's it.
We need some positivity around here, man. It's just too many fucking doomers and people being mad and upset about things. Jay Snow's gonna fucking hang himself after this.
Life's too short, man.
Positive show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cheer up, sunshine. It's fucking.
But I can't go on X. Like I can't be around it. It's just so much hard. Like, how do you support this team if all you're gonna do is piss and moan about it? Like, yeah, if we wanted to do that, we absolutely could. And it's just, what do you get out of that? It just depresses me.
Do we need a GoFundMe to get Tim a router or something? Hey, Tim, how are you?
It's just it's my the RAM just gets burned up alive.
You have rams there now on your farm? That's a crazy ass farm. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. This is always fun. Fuck Carolina. And if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe, leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys and hanging and talking. If you're listening wherever you get your podcast, a 5-star review, a positive comment helps the little podcast that could. And don't forget about our NFL survival pool. Winner gets Tim was going to come to your house. He's going to cook you dinner, and then you're going to watch the director's cut of Lord of the Rings with him.
Can I say something? I hate the Lord of the Rings movies.
And you're gonna watch the one with the commentators on it. What do they call it?
We're gonna watch all 9 Fast and the Furious movies.
There's more than 9. There's 10. You're not watching the 10th one?
Sorry, I forgot about Tokyo Drift. All the 9 with the normal cast, and then Tokyo Drift afterwards.
All right,
and in chronological order, because Tokyo Drift's actually in the middle.
All right, Tim will come to your house. He will make you dinner. You will watch the Fast and the Furious franchise in chronological order, and you get a Randy Belichick signed Devil's Puck. That's what you get for winning. All the information is on our X account and our Blue Sky account. Go check it out. Click it. It's free. It's fun.
I will retweet it and stuff if you follow me or.
Awesome.
Like
and you can find Tim on his articles and all about Jersey. And you can find Bobby right here with me 3 times a week. We're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you.
Bye-bye.
Go fuck your cousin, Carolina.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Zing.
Chase knows that. How do I sign